KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh, W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA News Now.
It's 74 degrees at Pittsburgh International. At 9 o'clock, I'm David Ballarado. One man is dead and 3 other people are hospitalized after a shooting overnight in Munhall. Allegheny County Police say it happened on the 1100 block of Ravine Street just before 2 this morning. Several people were driven to the hospital by private means, one of whom was pronounced dead. One other was hospitalized in critical condition, and a man and a woman are also listed now in stable condition. This neighbor talked to KDKA TV.
I was actually getting ready to go to bed, and we just heard extremely loud gunfire. I knew it was gunfire, and I just came right outside. As soon as the gunfire started fading, I came outside to see what was going on. Then, sure enough, it was bad. That's all I can tell you. It was bad.
Neighbors called the bar nearby a nuisance. Anyone with information on what happened is asked to call 1-833-ALL-TIPS. A trailer fire in Washington County has claimed the life of a 56-year-old woman. The coroner's office there says Rosalie Miller was killed in the fire Friday at her trailer on Baintown Road. It caught fire around 4 p.m. yesterday. Crews from several departments were called to the scene to battle the flames. And a local teen is dead after a tubing trip in Somerset County. State police say the 13-year-old from Coriopolis, whose name hasn't been released, was on a guided river tubing tour. He fell off but became trapped under the water. Rescue crews pulled the teen from the waters, but he was pronounced dead at the scene. The drowning happened just before noon on Thursday. The operator of the guided trip is Cold Tubing Adventures, based out of Johnstown. The National Senior Games are well underway, as we hear in this report from News Radio KDKA's Pat Septak.
Events and competitions run through Tuesday at the Convention Center and at sports venues across Pittsburgh and all 4 corners of Allegheny County. On the BK Morning Show, Visit Pittsburgh President and CEO Jared Bacher says the first week of games was a huge success.
And they're hearing stories and getting a lot of feedback from all of these people visiting from every state in the country. And all of these individuals are just raving about how much they love Pittsburgh and how great of an experience they're having at the game. So it's been really rewarding so far.
And those games will go on through the weekend. For details, go to visitpittsburgh.com. Pat Septak, News Radio KDKA.
Well, you saw what happened here just a few weeks ago, and now the Federal Reserve says Taylor Swift's The Eras Tour is boosting the national economy. CBS News correspondent Nancy Chen has details.
The Don't Blame Me singer performed 3 sold-out shows in Philadelphia. That was in mid-May. Well, the Fed says that was the strongest month for hotel revenue in the city since the onset of the pandemic. Chicago also says Swifties helped set an all-time hotel record for the first weekend in June when she performed there. The Wildest Dreams Singers Tour is projected to reach the $1 billion mark when it wraps up next year in London. But she lifts economies wherever she goes, it seems. People are buying hotel rooms, they're buying meals, but they're also buying lots of gear along with it.
Swift is doing domestic shows until August 9th and then will be on overseas on and off until next August. In KDKA Radio Sports, the Giants topped the Pirates last night at PNC Park. The two teams will meet again tonight at 7:05. Catch it on 93.7 The Fan. KDKA Radio News Time 9:03. Time to call Shenderovich and Fishman. Why pay 40% when you could pay 25%? Call 888-98-TWINS. The AccuWeather forecast is next.
I'm Scott Brewer at Brewer Airport Toyota. Summer's in full swing. We have inventory, and it's time to get that Toyota you've been waiting for. How about leasing a brand new Tacoma for only $289 a month or a Camry for only $369 a month? We have special leases on the Highlander, Corolla, and Tundra too. Additionally, the brand new Grand Highlander is finally here, perfect for the entire family. Come in and get a better buying experience. Our job is to make it easy and fun. Check us out in person or online at BrewerAirportToyota.com.
Grilling season is here. Time to get to Tom Friday's Market for thick, juicy steaks. Incredible hand-cut T-bone, porterhouse, and bone-in ribeye steaks. Thick, juicy burgers, or try their all-new smokehouse bacon, kielbasa, slab ribs, snack sticks, and more. Tom Fridays is the last butcher shop in Pittsburgh that cuts their meat from fresh sides of local beef. Tom Friday's Market, California Avenue, Brighton Heights. Just 1 minute from the McKees Rocks Bridge. Call 412-766-4500.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred roofing replacement contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Overnight, it will be partly cloudy. We'll get down to a low of 65 degrees. Humid on Saturday with clouds and sunshine. There will be a couple of heavy thunderstorms around during the afternoon and at night, which could produce flooding downpours and damaging winds. High 85. For AccuWeather, I'm Brian Thompson, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Right now it's 74 degrees. KDKA Radio News Time 9:05. Our next update at 9:30. I'm David Ballarado on the Voice of Pittsburgh News Radio KDKA.
The following is paid for by MediConnect. Information on the program is intended to solely further the public's general knowledge about the product. Opinions expressed should not be relied upon for any purpose by any member of the audience. News Radio KDKA does not guarantee the accuracy of any of the information aired on the following program.
These are the people, the movers and shakers, the businesses, the people you know in your community who make Pittsburgh work. This is Pittsburgh Works on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All right, we have got Mr. Clark, we've got Mr. Horn. This is MediConnect, of course, the inside connection. And before we get started, Sean, thank you to you and Laura and Brian and Joe who welcomed me to your world headquarters in Crafton. An incredible experience. So you helped me get signed, sealed, and delivered with Social Security. And I marvel at who you all are. And after spending time with you, I have a whole lot more respect and admiration for you, and that's why you do what you do so well. So good morning. Great to have both of you gentlemen back.
Good morning to you as well. Thank you for having us, and thank you for also your guest appearance for the Inside Connection podcast, which is going to be airing tomorrow on TV, actually. So,
by the way, the first time I've been back on television at KDK in about 20 years, so it's nice to be back on KDK TV.
It is, and we're happy to provide you that platform to make the return. So tomorrow, 12 o'clock on CBS News Pittsburgh, the Inside Connection podcast, our television show will air with Rob Pratt. Where we talk a lot more about our partnership all these years and why it's grown to the level that it is now. So, again, I thank you for your guest appearance.
And to make it official, Mark, you can attest to this, it was no charge on my part. It was a free appearance because I just felt in a giving mood because you and Laura really helped me get this thing done with Social Security and Lance. So thank you to one and all.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's the main driving force behind what we do.
Do you understand how much better I feel because of what you did that few hours that we spent together that day? Not only did I get to see your incredible offices, I got a chance to see Joe and Brian again, but that Social Security thing is done now.
Yeah.
I mean, I was really anticipating how much was going to be really involved in it. I wasn't so sure I could handle it by myself. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to go deal with people who deal with this stuff every day. It was such a wonderful experience.
And talk about the lifespan of this. So we have Elaine Cole on a few weeks back. My last appearance on this show about 3 weeks ago. We have Elaine Cole,
right?
Who, broke down Social Security, kind of got your mind going.
She was amazing.
And then just a few weeks, you signed up for Social Security that day. You promised her you would, and you did.
That same day.
And then just a few weeks later, you're in our office getting everything taken care of that way. So pretty quick little lifespan, but also now you have that peace of mind.
She was inspirational, plus her husband worked for the state police, so I'm a big fan of the state police of Pennsylvania. But I didn't want to let her down because I told her I would, and I went home. And as you know, by the time I get done with this shift, the legs are a little rubbery, and I'm tired.
This is true.
But I said, I'm going to do this, and I did it. And I couldn't believe that I could act, because listen, if they spotted me a C and a T in spelling bee, I failed. I was a D student on a good day. But I did it. And then when I went there with you, side by side, shoulder to shoulder, you walked me through it, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate what you did that day for me and MediConnect.
Well, the pleasure is ours. And so you're basically saying you're Terry Bradshaw? You can't spell cat without the...
Well, no, he could throw a football. I couldn't do that either.
Fair enough.
So thank goodness for MediConnect.
And we're proud to have provided you that service. So thank you for allowing us the opportunity.
What an incredible... And Mark can attest to this. He's a part of the team.
Yep.
What an incredible office. Parking space, beautiful facilities, all the different things that people need to do when it comes to Medicare. Absolutely. And I can't think of a better place to be. 888-818-6334. You can call and make an appointment right now. We have live advisors standing by until noon, and there is never a charge for their services. It's bridging the healthcare gap. Mm-hmm. It's MediConnect.
Absolutely. So we're going to continue our Medicare 101 series today, the educational part of our programming through the year that we do every year. And today we're going to be talking about Medicare Advantage plans. Before we get to that, however, we always like to have fun a little bit right here, Mark. So get us started here today. Talk us a little bit about July 15th, this date in history.
This date in history, right? In 1912, one of the greatest athletes that ever lived from Pennsylvania, Jim Thorpe, captured the gold medal in the decathlon in Stockholm, and he also won a gold medal in the pentathlon.
Before it became the decathlon, but they did pull a number on this poor guy because he played a very small time in amateur baseball and got like a few dollars, and that's all they got.
Yep.
They stripped him.
Oh,
horrible.
But I tell you, they don't make athletes like that anymore.
No. And, he did some of that competition like in no shoes, not in the Olympics, but, I mean, tethered shoes, old shoes. They didn't have the equipment. There was no Nike back then.
Right.
So it's a tremendous... And, by the way, Burt Lancaster, if you ever get a chance, the autobiography of Jim Thorpe from decades ago still holds up to this day. Great movie.
Bob Dylan performed in front of 200,000 people in England this day in 1978. I got to tell you, I might ruffle some feathers here with the audience and so forth. I've never seen The Appeal. That voice drives me crazy. He's a great guitar player, but not my cup of tea by any means. So,
but he's like considered, a virtuoso by some of the great, like Lennon, McCartney. They all idolize this guy. Elvis Presley. I know.
I can't get past the voice.
But I got to tell you, only recently, because it's like a fine wine, it gets better with age. I was listening to one of his songs the other day. He's doing that. And I'm like, this isn't too bad. So he'll grow on you. You got a couple of years before you understand Bob Dylan.
It's an acquired taste.
That's exactly right.
Hey, listen, I'm on vacation starting tomorrow, so maybe I'll throw a few back and listen and maybe have a different opinion. But right now, I'm not feeling it. So,
okay, sounds good.
Talk a little bit about Die Hard.
Die Hard, right. Yeah, one of my favorite movies, action movie. All the guys get into that one, right?
Yep.
Die Hard was released in theaters on July 15th in 1988. Launched Bruce Willis's career, and we're all praying for him and hoping that he does well through his troubles with dementia and issues with his mind. But what a great movie! That's one of those movies that just. It's a classic. It will always. I'm one of the people that considers it a Christmas movie. Right?
When did that whole thing start? Because I was always working every Christmas. But did it like just catch on? Like say 30? Because it is. It's Christmas. It's like here he is, Die Hard, and I love Bruce Willis.
Absolutely,
love him.
How about on this day in 1997, Gianni Versace was gunned down in front of his property by a serial killer. I didn't know it was a serial.
Remember that? That was tragic. I remember that. That's scary stuff.
Kind of crazy there. And then, go ahead, Twitter.
In 2006, Twitter was launched. The short-form social media site has grown to over 300 million users in the decade following. And a little more than a year ago, our old friend there, Elon Musk, purchased it for $44 billion. That's not a shabby take-home pay, right?
Have you ever heard where Jack Dorsey has been since the deal was done? He's like gone from the face of the earth. He retired.
Yeah.
But Elon Musk, I got to tell you, I'm getting, maybe it's just me, for whatever reason, the algorithms, the views, I'm getting more now than I ever have before.
See, it's the other way for me.
Really?
Yep. But that's okay. But do want to wish happy birthday to Linda Ronstadt.
I know, incredible.
76 years old today, as well as Ariana Huffington now is 72 years old. So pretty important birthdays this day in history. And then, Mark, hit it with the trivia question.
Here's the trivia question for today. Everybody get ready. You want to answer that? Right? Here it is. On this day in 1932, this sitting president slashed his salary by 20% and the salary of his cabinet members by 15% due to an economic act signed by Congress. Who was the president who took a pay cut? That's the trivia today.
412-922-1020. First caller gets a gas card from MediConnect. 412-922-1020. Linda Ronstadt, by the way, real quick. Got something else for you that'll blow your mind.
Okay.
From the very unique mind of your Pratt Pack. Linda Ronstadt cannot sing anymore, sad to say. Just tremendous talent, one of my favorites. But her original backup band was the Stone Ponies. And you know who they went on to become? the Eagles.
Is that right?
Oh, wow.
Who is getting ready for their Glenn Fry and is no longer sadly with them. But people like Don Henley and names that we've known, like Joe Walsh, they are getting ready for their farewell tour. So, yes, at one time, it was Linda Ronstadt being backed up by future members of the Eagles. So there you have it.
How about that?
Incredible. Before we head to break, when I get to our seminars that are upcoming, they're jumping off the charts with popularity. So if you are somebody who's going to be new to Medicare within the next 12 months, must attend events. On July 19th, we're going to be at the Moon Library. July 25th, the Bethel Park Community Center. July 27th, Shaler North Hills Library. We had a huge turnout last time we were there. Very excited to return. August 2nd, Vandergrift Public Library. All 6 o'clock start times, all free to attend. Within an hour, you get all the information you need to tackle Medicare confidently. So get your seats registered now, 888-818-6334, or go to MediConnectInsurance.com and click on the Seminars tab.
Listen, before we go to break, and I'm going to do this once more before the hour is up. You know, you're like a brother to me because we've been spending a lot of time together. This is going to be your final show for a while, so you may want to just tell the audience that you're going to have to get a medical procedure, but we know you're going to be okay, and of course we all have faith in that other power that looks over all of us, and you will be in our prayers. But I just want you to know that we're going to miss you.
Hey, I'll miss the Pratt Pack for sure. It's become family to me. I to talk to 15, 20,000 people every single weekend when we're on, being here for the last 5 years, it's been an honor to ride shotgun with you, of course. But, yeah, I'll miss you guys for sure, but I'll be back.
He'll be back. As he
That's
said,
right.
He'll be throwing a couple down later today and go, what was that, Pratt Pack? What was that? Anyway, short break. We'll come back. If you think you know the trivia question, 412-922-1020. Remember, 888-818-6334. We have advisors standing by until noon to set up that appointment. You can do it by calling that number. And if you want to reserve your space at one of those seminars, that number works as well, 888-818-6334. They are free. All you got to do is call and reserve your space or go to MediConnectInsurance.com and click on the Seminars tab. We'll be back.
Your source for official traffic information. Hear it on News Radio KDKA.
Attention taxpayers. If you or your business owe the IRS back taxes or have years of unfiled tax returns, the IRS has green-lighted billions of dollars in tax relief to those facing financial hardship through its tax relief initiatives. If you have a delinquent tax problem and possibly facing wage garnishment, liens, levies, audits, or already in a payment plan, you may now qualify for significant relief. Qualifying and enrolling in this program could stop all collections, settle your tax problem, and may even reduce what you owe by up to 99%. Call the hotline at Tax Help USA to see if you qualify and receive your free tax assessment by dialing 800-210-1005. If you or your business owe back taxes to the IRS or state, you can now get the help that you need during these hard economic times. Get your free tax assessment to see what you qualify for by dialing 800-210-1005. 800-210-1005. That's 800-210-1005.
Hi, my name is PJ Vogt. I host the podcast Search Engine, where every week I hunt down the answers to the questions I can't get out of my head. Like, why are drug dealers poisoning their customers with fentanyl? Or, is my local sushi restaurant a part of an international scam? Or, how sad are the monkeys at the zoo? If you, like me, find this world bewildering, but also sometimes enjoy being bewildered by it, check out the show on the Odyssey app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever else you listen.
Beauty, durability, and value. For a limited time, get free installation on any Naturestone garage floor. Call or visit Naturestone.com to schedule your free cost estimate. Spots are filling up quickly, so act now. It's not just a floor. Wow, it's Naturestone.
All the news you need for your day and the sports, music, and podcasts you love are all on the free Odyssey app. Download now.
These are the people that make Pittsburgh work. This is Pittsburgh Works on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, out of the mind of your Pratt Pack, we were just talking about therapeutic jobs, and you mentioned cutting grass.
Yes.
I would love to someday retire and ride a lawnmower in a cemetery and cut grass. Got a captive audience. They always listen to you. They never interrupt you. And it's as peaceful can be, right? But I got a better one after we get to the winner of the trivia question, and the winner is...
Teresa from Gibsonia, I understand. So the question was, Mark?
The question was, on this day in 1932, This sitting president slashed his salary by 20% and the salary of his cabinet members by 15% due to an economic act signed by Congress. Who was the president who took a pay cut? Yes, and the answer is Herbert Hoover.
Who said right after that, can't we get something to pick up the dirt on the floor in this place? Anyway, good stuff, guys. Good stuff.
Thank you. Yes, and you know what? I think more politicians today should take a note of that and potentially do the same thing.
President Trump didn't even take a salary, did he?
That's right. No, he didn't.
Well, again, moving forward here, we still have a lot of people who are overpaid in those positions. So. But anyways, back to the issue at hand here, talking about Medicare. And today's show is going to focus in on Medicare Advantage plans. We've already talked about original Medicare being parts A and B, hospital, medical.
Yep.
And now we're going to get into the private options behind Medicare. So we have Medicare Advantage and then Medigap, Medicare Supplement, which Lance will be here next week to discuss with our audience. So as we break down Medicare Advantage plans, Mark, give us a little bit of a breakdown at a high level, very understandable and easy to follow along breakdown of how Medicare Advantage plans work.
Sure. So Medicare Advantage plans are offered by private insurance companies. What they do is they make up for that 20% that Medicare Part B isn't going to cover.
Okay.
And here's the good thing about the Pittsburgh area, Southwest PA. Because of the population, because we have such an older population, people 65 or older, there's a lot of competition for this market. And so that's great for the consumer. The consumer has this opportunity now to get great coverage at a low price with all the options that they need. These private insurance companies that offer these Advantage plans, they come with the labels or the name tags, UPMC, Highmark, Aetna, United Healthcare, Cigna, Humana. We could go on. And, what's great is we work with all of those major carriers. And, those are the carriers that people have a lot of confidence in this region. So benefits, right? We're talking about benefits. There's different levels of benefits. There's different price points. There's a thing called a maximum out of pocket for each of those. Really, what you got to see the maximum out of pocket as is it's a cap on your spending for this year, right? There's a certain amount that once you get to that point, and every plan could have a different amount, then once you reach your max out of pocket, that plan's going to pay the rest of your medical co-pays for the rest of that year.
So it's kind of like a financial shutoff switch.
It's a switch that shuts it off. The money stops coming out of your pocket at that point for the rest of that year. Most Advantage plans don't have deductibles, and that means that there's no deductible for medical things. There's no deductible on most of them for prescription drugs.
So that's a big deal right there.
Yeah.
So because not much insurance out there will cover you at the first dollar.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Even on a Medigap plan, you usually have to spend through a deductible first.
Right.
Which is a low deductible, but there's a deductible there.
Mm-hmm.
Medicare Advantage plans do not, mostly do not have a deductible attached to them.
Right.
It's a pretty big deal.
That's a huge deal. I mean, how many people on group coverage when you're working, you have to meet that $1,000 or $2,000 before they're going to cover something for you, or if you add your family to the policy, now it's $4,000 or $6,000, right? And we've seen those numbers shoot up over the years. So,
which is another key point there as well, because if you are somebody in that position where you have $1,000 or $2,000 deductible, and you're over the age of 65 and still working, you should really be honing in right now, and especially contacting us, because there's a very good chance you could save on money with a Medicare Advantage plan in lieu of your group coverage, which oftentimes you either have really good coverage or maybe it's not so good.
Yep.
We can kind of guide you through all of that and see which way would make the most sense.
We can help you compare apples to apples. We can help you take a good look at that. One of the good things about Medicare Advantage plans is most of them come with prescription drug coverage built in. Then there's all these other benefits, Sean, things that people need, right?
Okay.
We often compare Advantage plans to the value meal you'll buy at one of your fast food restaurants.
Like
right?
the combo.
Yeah, the combo meal, right? You get your entree, you get your side dish, right? You get something to drink. Advantage plans are like that. I always like to say when I'm getting the combo meal, right, I like to get the meal that has the little toy.
Absolutely.
A little boy once told me you have to have something to play with while you're eating your burger. So, yes, drug coverage.
Yes.
Drug coverage comes with it. And the other benefits, these ancillary benefits like dental, vision, hearing coverage, an over-the-counter allowance that gives you money to purchase things like toothpaste or toothbrushes or painkillers or Epsom salts, right? Dental, vision, and hearing, we get silver sneakers. Yep. You want access to the local gyms that participate, right? Though that silver sneakers gives you a kind of a free pass to get into those local gyms. You can get hearing aids. You can get all kinds of stuff, right? Advantage plans have a premium range between $0 premium all the way up to $295. Now, for a long, long time, we have advocated the idea that you shouldn't be paying more than about $40 a month for an Advantage plan.
Correct.
And that's just because there's not more value because you pay more for it. In fact, you can often see that you lose benefits if you're paying more than $40 a month for it. And that's
because, I don't mean to cut you off, but that's because insurance companies know that the older generation, once they get comfortable, they don't like movement. They don't like change. So MediConnect is here to protect you against all of that. We want to make sure that you're thriving with your Medicare options. So, we don't want you overpaying for your medication, overpaying for your healthcare plan itself. And there's a lot of ways that we can compare all of this out for you.
Absolutely. Advantage plans they'll require you to stay within a network, but there are plans out there that can help you have access to doctors and facilities outside of your network. You might pay a little bit more when you have some of that access, but you will have the access. People often ask the questions here in this region, we got the two big heavy hitters, right? And they in the healthcare market, they're battling it out. And so, people want to be able to have access to both. Yep. Well, we can help guide you in that. That's one of the major advantages to working with our firm is we can help you sort through all of those things.
And, we're going to be heading to a break here in a moment. I want to talk a little bit about seminars, but there's a lot of reasons why Medicare Advantage plans are becoming the more popular plan choice here in southwestern Pennsylvania. We're going to break that down a little bit more in the next segment. Once again, we do have the new to Medicare seminars upcoming. If you're going to be new to Medicare within the next 12 months, must attend events. July 19th, Moon Library on Beaver Grade Road. July 25th, Bethel Park Community Center. July 27th, Shaler North Hills Library. If you're new to Medicare in the next 12 months, 888-818-6334.
All right, again, tell everybody the best way to find out more is simply go to MediConnectInsurance.com. But you have other ways to find out. We talked about the podcast. We talked about the streaming on KDK. Your YouTube channel is just going right through the roof.
Yeah, you can find us by searching MediConnect Insurance on YouTube. A lot of content there, and we're going to keep building that out as well. Our Facebook page is loaded with a lot of information as well. And we do have a new program coming out here very soon where we have an ebook you're soon going to be able to download from our website, the 5 biggest Medicare mistakes you can make and how to avoid them.
All right, we've got much more to come today. And again, that's 888-818-6334, 888-818-6334, or go to MediConnectInsurance.com. David Bollerado, 2 minutes away with the news update at 9:30, and then we'll come back with more of the Inside Connection on KDKA Radio.
100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA. Covered by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Company.
Have you been told there is nothing that can be done for your neuropathy? Tri-State Neuropathy Centers is pleased to tell you that is not true. With over 10 years of experience, Tri-State Neuropathy Centers are the experts in treating neuropathy. Their team of doctors have successfully treated over 11,000 patients by utilizing the most powerful technology available. Dr. Michael Rink of Tri-State Neuropathy Center's South Hills office is hosting a free educational peripheral neuropathy seminar at the Mount Lebanon Church Road Hampton Inn on Thursday, July 20th at 9 a.m. Reservations are required and seating is limited. Reserve Reserve your free spot today. Call 412-207-2398. That's 412-207-2398. Or go to marydanston.com. Attend this free seminar and learn how neuropathy sufferers are getting their lives back. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers, the leader in treating peripheral neuropathy.
The Shaw Festival presents Blithe Spirit, the smash hit comedy by Noel Coward. Charles, a novelist, invites the great Madame Arcati to conduct a seance to gather material for his next book. It works too well. His first wife returns from the other side with disastrous results for his second marriage. Don't miss Blithe Spirit at the Shaw. For best seats at best prices, go to shawfest.com.
Information.
The candidates.
Ukraine. Bidenomics. Without a test. Trump legal troubles.
Supreme Court backlash.
Hunter Biden. Get schooled this summer.
It's a well-rounded education. Stay informed all summer.
On 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA. News now.
It's 76 degrees at Pittsburgh International. At 9:30, I'm David Ballarano. The presidential election is still a year away, but the campaigning may be well underway. On Thursday, President Biden will visit Pennsylvania and visiting Philadelphia in particular to tout his economic program. That will be just 2 days after Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg will be in our region. He's set to visit Wheeling to look at the downtown revitalization project before coming to Pittsburgh with First Lady Jill Biden and Labor Secretary Julie Su. That's to talk about infrastructure jobs. A deadly shooting near a Munhall bar overnight. One person is dead, 3 others in the hospital. This happened on the 1100 block of Ravine Street just before 2 this morning. Anyone with information is asked to call 1-833-ALL-TIPS. Well, you have a couple of chances to win big at the Powerball and on Tuesday's Mega Millions. CBS News correspondent Errol Barnett explains.
No one won Friday's Mega Millions jackpot, which was up to $560 million. But the good news here, of course, is that you still have a shot. Tuesday's jackpot now jumps to at least $640 million. No one has won the Mega Millions grand prize since April. No one has won the Powerball jackpot since then either. It's now up to $875 million. The third largest in Powerball history. It's incredible. The next Powerball drawing is tonight.
In sports, the Pirates and Giants resume their series tonight at 7:05 at PNC Park. You can hear it on 93.7 The Fan. And the Penguins have re-signed defenseman Ty Smith to a 1-year contract. It's estimated to be worth $750,000. It's 76 degrees in Pittsburgh. I'm David Ballarado. Our next update's at 10. Stay up to date, minute by minute, on our Twitter feed at KDKA Radio.
Your summer fun begins at the Terminal in the Strip District. In the center of the historic Strip District between 16th and 21st Street, you'll find 5 blocks of entertainment, dining, and shopping with an exciting collection of specialty shops and workout studios. Aslan Beer Company and City Winery. Plus, the Terminal also hosts a robust calendar of weekday and weekend special events. No matter when you visit, you'll find something happening at the Terminal in the Strip. Visit StripDistrictTerminal.com for a complete list of events.
Right now, someone around you is at risk of an overdose. It might not be today, but when it happens, you can be ready to save their life. Naloxone is a medication that reverses opioid overdose. Available without a prescription at your local pharmacy. It's simple to use, easy to carry, and safe to administer. And it works in minutes. Learn more about naloxone and naloxone training at pa.gov/opioids. Because it might be today that you save a life.
Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
Summer in Pittsburgh, and if you hate the paint, do what your neighbor Rich did. He called Rhino Shield.
Aluminum siding built in 1961. It also had a lot of stains, and it was white, and we wanted to change the color.
And Rhino Shield's not paint. It's better.
You know, we're told that it's hard to paint aluminum siding and get a good adhesion with regular paint, so Rhino Shield was great.
Pittsburgh, you too can have the guaranteed protection of Rhino Shield right now for 10% off the regular price.
They came on a Saturday and power washed everything all around the house. And then they came back and did all the work on Monday and Tuesday. And in 2 full days, they worked on a Monday and were completely done by Tuesday.
Here's owner Shane Smith.
This offer is limited, so call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint.
Don't vinyl.
Go Rhino.
Rhino.
Don't paint, don't
paint Rhino. Go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Join Mark Patrick seminars and lose weight or stop smoking. Early bird special, $49.99. Seminars Thursday, July 13th at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites, Pittsburgh West and Green Tree. Weight loss 5:30, stop smoking 8. Or Saturday, July 15th at the Doubletree Hotel, Monroeville Convention Center. Weight loss 11, stop smoking at 2.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Partly sunny this afternoon and humid. There could be a stray thunderstorm, high 82. Partly cloudy tonight, low 65. Clouds and sun and humid tomorrow. We'll have some heavy thunderstorms around during the afternoon and at night. High tomorrow, 88. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Brian Thompson, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The following is paid for by MediConnect.
These are the people that make Pittsburgh work. This is Pittsburgh Works on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All right, let's get back to Mark and Sean. Go right ahead.
As we begin again with the Medicare 101 series, talking Medicare Advantage plans, we've already broke down the cost structures, some of the benefits included with Medicare Advantage, why they're becoming more popular, who they're offered by. Mm-hmm. So if you missed that, you may want to go back and watch the Facebook live stream where you can go back to the last segment and get a little breakdown of that. But now we want to kind of give an overview of how Medicare Advantage plans operate from a consumer mindset. Like, how should they be thinking about them? So the first thing I want to lead off with and let you continue on with, Mark, is the fact that Medicare Advantage plans are seen like the combo plan you were breaking down, where all your benefits are included on one card, but also pay as you go instead of prepaying.
Right.
Can you lay that out for me?
Right. Well, everything costs something, right? I mean, the old adage is you're going to either pay now or you're going to pay later. Eventually, you're going to pay, right? And Medicare Advantage plans are great because they help give people the coverage they need, but you're not paying a big price. As you go, as you use services, you're paying for what you use. I mean, you pay a low monthly premium, and then you have some out-of-pocket costs with co-pays, right?
Like a doctor?
Doctor, yeah. Specialist, emergency room visit, dental coverage, you'll have a co-insurance there. You'll have usually a zero for, a routine visit. Basically, you get an X-ray. You might pay a low fee. It's going to be a low fee. That's what I like about Advantage plans. And a lot of people have a lot of misnomers about the idea of where am I going to get the money for these co-pays, right? And the reality is it's like what you are used to when you were on your group coverage at work.
But you did break it down really well in the last segment, though, when you were talking about the fact that a lot of these co-pays that you just mentioned a moment ago, a lot of them, they're much lower than they were 5-6 years ago because of the way the competition has really taken off here in southwestern Pennsylvania.
Absolutely. And, we get a little bit of previews and, just coming to the market this year. I thought that last year, for this current year, that plans had gotten as good as they could get, right?
Yeah.
and then we see some of the previews coming up, and we can't talk about any of that stuff yet. But the reality is they're improving these things even more. And I marvel at the fact how they can improve these plans and give people the coverage they need at affordable prices.
Well, I think a good part of that is, exactly what we do here when it comes to educating our listeners. Because if you have an educated consumer, the insurance companies have to meet them where they're willing to market, as opposed to the consumer just buying into whatever the insurance company is selling. So having that education to make that confident decision, to know how to navigate all this stuff, I think has gone a long way to making the market bend to the consumer.
Right. I mean, the consumer wins, especially in this market. Consumer wins. And, the other thing, Sean, is when you're going to Advantage plans, there's never any underwriting.
What does that mean?
Well, that means that whatever your health history is, they're not looking at it. They're not going to disqualify you. You're not going to not qualify for this plan because of your health history.
So you're guaranteed approved.
Guaranteed approved, yeah.
That's a pretty big deal.
That's a huge deal. And then in the last couple years, what we've had available in this region for the very first time are what you call 5-star plans. That's the highest rated type of Advantage plan or coverage that you can get. And so it's an excellent rating from Medicare. And what that means to the average consumer is this. You only have a few enrollment periods. Most people only have a few enrollment periods during the year. But, as you know, your health can change on the flip of a coin, right?
Oh, I know.
You do know. And, you could be great today and not so great tomorrow. And so sometimes things come up and maybe the plan you're on isn't going to cover this new medication, or a doctor that you have to see is not in the network. Well, when these 5-star plans are available in your region, it gives you another enrollment period. You have to enroll in the 5-star plan, but there's multiple 5-star plans available to you right now in this region. And so anytime during that year, you have another opportunity to switch to another plan, and it just so happens to be the highest rated plans that are available anywhere.
And really, the dollar isn't stretching as far as it used to.
No.
I heard Rob talking in the last hour with Brian Carranza about all of that, right?
Absolutely.
The dollar is not going as far as it used to. So really, when it comes to Medicare, we are adamant against overspending. And with these 5-star plans, there are $0 5-star plans available. There are, and they're offered by both Highmark and UPMC, the biggest names in our city landscape, right?
Absolutely. Yep.
So big deal there. Again, right now you can enroll into a 5-star plan if you so choose. And then do want to talk a little bit about the fact that we come across some stories every now and again that really impact the work that we do and why we're knowing we're in the right field. So do you have one you want to share?
Sure. Yeah, I've got lots of stories. There's always stories, right?
This is true.
Coming from the background I have as a preacher, stories were a big part of what I did. I like to illustrate things with stories. One of my favorite stories is I have an aunt who lives in the South Hills, and she was on a plan that wouldn't give her much towards hearing aids, right? Mm-hmm. And she said, Mark, I need hearing aids, but I can't afford them. She's very limited income, right? And so we took a look at her plan, and we compared it to some other plans. We were able to put her on a plan that gave her $1,250 per year, and she was able to get a set of hearing aids. She called me at Christmas time and said, Mark, I just want to tell you how important that was for me, because now when my family came over at Christmas, I was just in tears because I could finally hear them again. I mean, big deal, right?
That's a huge deal.
That's a big deal. A lot of the stories lately, Sean, have to do with money. I mean, things are tight. We were mentioning it during the break. The real estate market's out of control, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Cost for gas. I was one of the fortunate ones when the local gas station during 4th of July was offering $1.76, right? I actually got the extra 3 cents off a gallon, and $1.73 I paid, right? And so, but gas is out of control. You go to the grocery store, prices are crazy. Just this week, I sat with one of our field agents, Logan, and we sat with a couple. We made some jokes about me singing on the air today. I won't do that for you, Rob. But, I told them I'd mention it. But you know what? They were comparing. The husband is still working. He's on group coverage, but they started thinking, look, maybe Medicare is going to be, his wife is turning 65. And so we compared her staying on his group insurance to her getting on Medicare, and we figured out that Medicare was going to give her better coverage at a lower cost. And, so we're saving people money. One of my favorite stories over the last couple years, Rob, has been prominent family in this region. This couple, they were in their 90s. They had a certain type of plan that was costing them a lot, and that the price got more expensive over the years. And what we figured out was them moving to an Advantage plan. And this fella just looked at me and said, Mark, I'm tired of paying so much for health insurance. We've had all the health stuff, and, we're in our 90s now, and I want to look at something that's going to be more affordable for us. And so we took a look. We were able to switch them over to Advantage plans, him and his wife. They were paying, I think at the time, $35 a month now for these Advantage plans. Rob, we were able to save them, I'm not kidding you, over $10,000 for the year in their Medicare costs. I'm not kidding.
And we come across scenarios especially when we do like the drug comparison, right?
Yeah.
Everybody we sit down with is going to benefit from what we have to offer. Even if it's just stay on the plan that you have, but here's how you want to look at this coverage to get more out of it.
That's right.
Oftentimes, however, when it comes to the prescriptions, we're able to save people thousands of dollars because they're on the wrong plan or they're using the wrong pharmacy. Or they're not using something like GoodRx or Mark Cuban's pharmacy or something along those lines. So we have a lot of tricks that we could pull out to make sure that you are going to navigate the prescription element of your coverage safely.
All right. Seminars, either one of you, and then I'll tell everybody right now, 888-818-6334. This is they're always free events, but you have to register, 888-818-6334. Advisors until noon, and MediConnectInsurance.com. Click on the seminars tab.
July 19th, Moon Library on Beaver Grade Road. July 25th, Bethel Park Community Center, 6 o'clock start times, an hour is all it will take. Get the education you deserve. If you are within 1 year of becoming Medicare eligible, reserve your seat now.
So do you think I'll ever give out my own phone number on this show by accident? I've often said, will I ever, and I've never done it, but I've often said, when is it that I'm actually going to give out my personal phone number on the radio?
Well, I'm sure the ladies are waiting. The ladies are waiting for that to happen. I'm sure of that.
No, the only ladies that are waiting for me is more information on Medicare. That's why we're kindred spirits. We'll take a break. Stay with us. More to come in just a moment.
It's unpredictable. It's funny, real, and honest. The Big K Morning Show with Larry Richert and Marty Griffin. Listen Monday, 5:30 till 10 on 100.1 FM and AM 1020.
Integrity, that's what you want in a financial advisor. Someone who is honest, reliable, and upright. My brother, Lester Botkin, of Botkin Family Wealth Management, is a man of integrity. I remember being so impressed when Lester made the difficult decision to postpone completing his college education. Instead, he served for 5 years as a United States Marine. His experience as a Marine equipped him with keen attention to detail, a high work ethic, and exceptional problem-solving skills. Along with being a man of integrity, Lester is also a man who loves research. He combines these qualities to make educated, straightforward investment recommendations. I'm Sarah, Lester's sister. Along with our dad, we are Botkin Family Wealth Management, a reliable, independent investment firm providing astute wealth management. Visit BotkinFamilyWealth.com to learn more about us. That's BotkinFamilyWealth.com.
Investment advice offered through Private Advisor Group, a registered investment advisor. PAG and Botkin Family Wealth are separate entities from LPL Financial.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
These are the people that make Pittsburgh work. This is Pittsburgh Works on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, we are back. 888-818-6334. 888-818-6334. MediConnectInsurance.com. And advisors are standing by until noon. Reserve that appointment. And remember, there is never a charge for their services.
So to wrap up this episode of The Inside Connection, want to just do a little review on, the topic we have covered in Medicare Advantage, give some high-level thinking and why they're growing in popularity. So, Mark, give us a little bit of a breakdown in your own words and your own experience in helping so many people. Why are these types of Medicare options, why are they catching fire?
Well, they're catching fire because they're the price of them, the cost of them really helps drive down the cost of your health care coverage.
It's a big deal.
It's a huge deal today. Low premiums every month, right? Our rule of thumb is you don't want to be paying more than $40 a month for your Medicare Advantage plan. They have all kinds of benefits attached to them. Most of them have prescription drug coverage, over-the-counter allowance, dental, vision, and hearing coverage, silver sneakers, free rides to the doctor, free meals after a hospital stay, all kinds of benefits wrapped up in one nice little bundle, right, package. And, you're only paying for what you use. I have a hard time understanding why that's a bad thing,
Yeah.
We're all looking for ways to save money. We're all looking for ways to help find some extra money for the other things we want to do in life, here's one way. This is a great way.
I'm old enough to remember in my experience in working in Medicare where a lot of Medicare Advantage plans would have like a $300 per day copay in the hospital for up to 5 days or something like that.
Right.
Now,
right,
most of them have a flat rate, $200, $250 per stay.
Per stay.
And I'm telling you, like I said, what I'm going through right now, I wish I had that type of coverage. I just got a letter yesterday saying I'm eligible for a 10-day hospital stay with what I'm going through. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, my goodness, I would never want to stay there long because I don't know how much I'm going to have to pay to stay there for that duration.
Yeah.
Where if I was on a Medicare Advantage plan, $200, I'll stay the whole 10 days.
That's it. Yeah. Yeah, because they don't put a number on that. When it's a per stay, they don't put a number on that. And so that's, I mean, and it doesn't matter what happens in the hospital, right? I mean, you have that surgery, you have that, you take those medicines, see those doctors, you're paying that flat fee. You've signed that contract, that's what you're paying. And sometimes that's where people are worried. You know, they're worried about, what am I going to pay? Is there going to be some kind of secret bill? And I can say with confidence that you're not going to find secret bills. Usually when people run into an issue, it's because maybe they had an HMO and they ended up going to an outside provider, right? And so we can walk people through all that stuff, though.
Or if something is coded incorrectly by the medical office, which, by the way, as we talked about a few months back when CMS released their final notice, the government is going to get involved with these Medicare Advantage plans to provide a much cleaner streamline to get your procedure pre-authorized and get you to a healthy outcome. So you're going to see a lot less codes and a lot less, wait time to get you, through your procedure. So that's another big element that's going to be coming in 2024 that we're actually excited for because there's been a lot of mess that needs to be cleaned up when it comes to Medicare, and I think this is a big movement.
Sure, yeah. And, sometimes people think, well, Advantage plans must not be paying my doctor very much, or how can I get this thing for zero premium, right?
Yeah.
And you got to understand that whenever you come on an Advantage plan, Medicare's paying that carrier. They're paying them some money. They're not just living off of your zero premium.
Right.
They're getting your Part B money. They're getting other money for you, right? And so there's a reason that they're in business. I mean, so they're not offering that. They have to offer a zero plan, but they're not offering that plan and not being able to make any money off of it.
And I was just looking the other day, and I was talking to Rob about this when he was in our offices. When it comes to all the competition out there, more than half of the Medicare Advantage plans that are available in Southwestern Pennsylvania are $0.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, I don't know if I even realized that.
That's crazy, isn't it?
It is
so they're all skewing to a much lower cost. There's only one or two plans out there that are over $200 a month. What does that tell you as a consumer?
Yeah.
Like, if that doesn't make you wake, if you're paying that much for a Medicare Advantage plan, and what I just told you, if that doesn't wake you up out of your hibernation when it comes to looking at your wake up and make that phone call to MediConnect. There are 5-star plans available. You can start saving money right now, or we can get you set up for the Medicare annual enrollment period, which is just a couple weeks away as well. 888-818-6334. And as we start to wrap up today's show, I want to talk a little bit about the fact that, again, the YouTube page is blowing up. We've eclipsed over 5,500 subscribers in the last 5 months. So the content is hitting. The people are really paying attention to it. We're providing a cleaner streamline of information to make sure that, all of this stuff that we talk about is easy to understand. So if you haven't yet, go to YouTube, search for MediConnect Insurance, hit the subscribe button. You'll be alerted to all the content. You'll get to know our team members. We break down Medicare, each part of it, in 1-minute segments. You get to see our radio show, our podcast, a lot of information there. Plus, we do have the ebook that is soon going to launch on our website, the 5 biggest Medicare mistakes you can make and how to avoid them. We will alert you when that is available for download. And again, cost you nothing, as well as we do have the seminars coming up. Where are we going to be heading, Mark?
We're going to be July 19th at Moon Library on Beaver Grade Road. July 25th in Bethel Park, the Bethel Park Community Center. Will be July 27th, Shaler North Hills Library. And August 26th will be at the Vandergrift Public Library. I'm going to be doing that one. So
awesome.
People can meet me.
Yeah.
If they wanted to.
As they should. Everybody wants to meet Mark Clark.
Then we're going to be in Bell Vernon, Ross Township, Baldwin in the coming weeks. MediConnectInsurance.com. Go to the seminars tab. You can register there, or you could call our live advisors until noon today, 888-818-6334.
Or if you have questions related to your particular situation, you don't want to go to a seminar, but you know you need help. MediConnect is all things Medicare. We will break this all down for you in person, one-on-one, so that you know exactly what you're, in store for. We provide that consultation free. There's no cost for any of our services ever, whether it be you're signing up or you're 10 years with us and you need a little bit of help. There's never a fee for what we do. 888-818-6334. Live advisor standing by through noon today, and back in the office 8:30 to 5 Monday through Friday. So if you do have questions, by all means, give us a call.
So we got a couple of minutes here. Let's just talk about health and you and where you're headed and what's going on, because I will be inundated by people who will be saying to me, well, Sean Horn, so what's up with Sean? Because the thing about these shows, what I love so much, even though it's, paid content, and we appreciate that at Odyssey, thank you very much, but they're always informative to the point, all of these shows that we started in one form or another decades ago, that are interesting, they're informative, but you become a part of the family, the fixture. People don't listen to this as they would an info commercial that they see once in a blue moon. You guys are here consistently, so you're one of us and we're one of you. So we're family here. So let's talk family.
So if I talk about myself, I'm not violating HIPAA, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay, so I have a brain tumor that has to be removed. The surgery is going to happen on August 1st at Allegheny General Hospital. Got a phenomenal doctor, awesome support system at the hospital as well. The surgery is going to take about 10 to 12 hours, so that's a little nerve-wracking, but I'll be in the hospital 3 to 4 days and then hopefully return to work within 6 to 8 weeks is the timeline. But it all started because I have ringing in my ear that has not gone away for about 6 months now. That was it. So I had ringing in my ear, said, what the heck is going on? Went and saw my PCP. She ordered an MRI, which I was kind of against at the time, but I was like, all right, let's go, because I have a grandfather who passed away of an aneurysm that they wanted to roll out. Well, lo and behold, I have a brain tumor. And then this whole plethora of tests and doctor's visits and everything that's gone on in the last few weeks. So I've kind of earned this upcoming vacation just in doctor's visits and so forth.
I get it.
But yeah, it's a lot to take on for sure. There's times it gets a little overwhelming, but, to know that I caught this at a point where it's not going to put too much of an impact on my brainstem, which is the real worry, because that can impact a lot of other things, ability to talk, swallow, move your appendages and so forth. I want to make sure that I'm here for the long haul for MediConnect, for our listeners, but also for my family, of course. And so we're going to get this situated. And again, the Pratt Pack is family to me as well. So that's why I put the information out there. So I appreciate your concern very much, Rob. You have reached out to me many, many times, and I really appreciate our friendship. It's a friendship. It's not just a partnership here.
It's family.
It's family. So thank you so much, and my wife will be in touch with you when the surgery is over, let you know how things are.
Listen, and I'm probably the only person in the room that actually enjoys hospital food, so I may be over for lunch or dinner one of those nights.
Tell you what, I'll bag some up for you and bring it to you when it's all over.
And it's AHN, right?
It is.
Well, then I'm definitely coming. They got some good grub over there.
They do.
Listen, God bless you. Much love. You're going to be okay. You're in our thoughts and prayers. And Mark, I'm going to give you 30 seconds about your colleague here.
Well, Sean is an amazing leader. I was a field agent when he was a manager, and, he's always about helping us learn and grow. And, sometimes when you enter into a field like this, sometimes you want to lean on other people. But Sean was always trying to show us that we need to learn. We need to push ourselves, right? And, it's always a pleasure to work with him and to be with him and to share some jokes about the office.
And I leave the Pratt Pack in great hands. Mark will be filling in for me, and you can't ask for a more capable gentleman. So thank you for you and Lance and Lauren, Brian, for filling in while I'm gone.
We'll see you soon.
We will.
All right. News coming up next.
The preceding was paid for by MediConnect. Information on the program is intended to solely further the public's general knowledge about the product. Opinions expressed should not be relied upon for any purpose by any member of the audience. News Radio KDKA does not guarantee the accuracy of any of the information heard on the preceding program.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for mom.
Did you know that when you buy a mattress from a retail store, that mattress is being sold for the second time? What do I mean? Well, the manufacturer sells the mattress to the retailer, who in turn sells it to you with costs and markups for both parties. This is Greg Trzynski, and at the Original Mattress Factory, we have our own factory right here at our store. So the mattress you buy is being sold for the first and only time. That's why our prices are hundreds less than the mainstream brands. Visit originalmattress.com to learn more.
When the Original Mattress Factory opened its doors, our competitors questioned our approach. When we vowed to never have a sale, they said, holiday sales are huge moneymakers for the bedding industry. A mattress store that doesn't have a sale just won't work. But OMF didn't listen. Instead, we offered the same fair price to everyone every day. We chose to have transparent pricing and not apply pressure to close a sale. Over 30 years later, we're proud to say that we still have never had a sale. The others said it wouldn't work. We are so glad we didn't listen. OriginalMattress.com.
Beauty, durability, and value. For a limited time, get free installation on any Naturestone garage floor. Call or visit Naturestone.com to schedule your free cost estimate. Spots are filling up quickly, so act now. It's not just a floor. Wow, it's Naturestone.
100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA. Covered by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Company.
Did you know that now you can listen to all your favorite stations, including this one, shows, and even podcasts, all on the Odyssey app? Download it now.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh, W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA News Now.
It's 79 degrees at Pittsburgh International. At 10 o'clock, I'm David Ballarado. One man is dead and 3 people are in the hospital after a shooting early this morning in Munhall. County police say it happened just before 2 this morning near a bar on the 1100 block of Ravine Street. All of the victims were taken to the hospital by private means. That's where one was pronounced dead. Another adult man is fighting for his life in critical condition, and a man and woman were also injured and are listed in stable condition. Mayor Rob Faust talked to KDKA TV.
You feel sad.